Every town seems to have its own local legend, from such stories as a hook-handed maniac to the ghost of a woman in white seen along the highway. The scenic fishing town of Greenock, just 25 miles west of Glasgow, Scotland, has possibly the most bizarre local legend. When the sun sets and night has descended upon its shores, the residents of Greenock know that something is creeping in the darkness, watching them silently as they hurry back into the safety of their homes. The Catman of Greenock is an urban legend that originated sometime in the 1970s. Children all over Scotland have been told stories of a small, man-like creature with completely coal-black skin and glowing eyes. It is said that when the full moon rises, the Catman would prowl around through the shadows, viciously devouring rodents and frightening anyone unlucky enough to stumble across him. Stories of his sightings were passed around between terrified schoolchildren, and this nightmare fuel was believed to be simply that, just a dream. To some people, the Catman was a cryptozoological beast, an offshoot of some long-dead primitive species, the very last of its kind that was surviving along the edges of society. To others, the legend of the Catman was the work of local pranksters, intent on scaring drunkards that stumble out of the pub at night, all for a good laugh. Even the police, who often fielded reports about Catman sightings, were unsure of what to make of these stories. The legend became much more real when an unnerving cell phone video surfaced online, taken by a local boy in 2007. The grainy video shows an older man, covered completely in soot, with a pitch-black face and hands. The disfigured man is crawling around under cars in a bus garage located next to what was believed to be his den. He lays on his stomach and has a large dead rodent hanging out of his mouth. He looks at the camera with a blank expression, gives a thumbs up to the videographer, and continues eating his rat. The Catman of Greenock had finally been spotted with concrete evidence. As the video began to spread online, the Greenock social work sent someone to the site to locate the Catman and provide him assistance, fearing the man was suffering from a mental health disorder. However, the worker could never find him. Photos of the Catman began to appear online intermittently for the next few years. One photo surfaced showing a young girl posing next to the man with the glowing eyes, and another photo shows the Catman next to a tray of food and water left by a charitable passerby. The most popular theory is that the Catman was once a Russian sailor who had gotten stranded in Scotland in the 1970s. Without any money or family, he was forced to live on the streets, scrounging for food. Eventually, his mental state deteriorated and he became as much a beast as he was a man, living alone in the woods and sustaining himself on vermin. Others say he was a man who had found himself on the wrong end of a situation with the mob, who broke his legs, explaining why he is so often seen crawling around and why he stays hidden most of the time for fear of ever being found again. According to those very few who have interacted with him, the Catman is strange yet harmless. He is believed to live down a narrow, cobbled lane near the east end of town. He does not live in any shelter as far as anyone has found, but was seen coming out of the scrublands and wooded areas. He has been known to stand from time to time and respond to people, but he cannot speak and would emote with simple gestures. He's usually seen crawling on the ground or even slithering about, always covered in soot with cat-like eyes. He eats rats and mice, and may even eat food that's been left out for him by well-intentioned locals. As far as being the Catman, it is said he is often around cats, or that he may be sharing his den with some cats, but that he will not harm them. The relationship appears to be more that he looks after them, although some people imagine that he might also believe he too is a cat. The Catman of Greenock is known to disappear from time to time, but he has always returned. Images of his blackened face have surfaced as recently as April 2015. However, there haven't been any reported news sightings of him since the summer of 2017, and some of his most ardent fans are worried about his well-being, fearing the worst has happened and that it is only a matter of time until his body is discovered, or that his body would be consumed by the feline friends for which he gets his namesake.
For more videos about the paranormal and the unexplained, please like and subscribe to the Oddities Observed channel.